That's great. Okay, everyone. Good evening. Hi, guys. Post Happy Christmas and an early Happy New Year, whatever way you want to work it. This is the SFMA Sci-Fi Model Action Euro Hangout for the 28th of December, last one of 2014. Yay! But not a big turnout tonight, but we'll persevere and hope if anyone's watching they want to join in, they're more than welcome to join into us as we go along here. And just bear with me to turn on questions and answers in case anyone wants to ask anything. And just say a thanks, as always, to Boyd Crompton for allowing us to use the Sci-Fi Model Action title in the Hangouts. If it wasn't for Boyd, and obviously Boyd's known as TrekWorks, a lot of us wouldn't be here tonight. Or a lot of us wouldn't be modeling here tonight.
Indeed.
And thanks to the sponsors, HDA ModelWorks for lighting and so on, and to Ralph Tenaglia at Tenna Controls for all his lighting kits. Well, I'll start first tonight for a change, rather than pick on a certain person at the end of the row. I'll start tonight and chat about Christmas and everything that happened, and things that I got and didn't get and whatever else. I laid down the law this year and said I didn't want any kits because I have enough kits to last me for an hour, 10 years, if I'm sensible. So they said, well, what are we going to get you for Christmas? And didn't know what to say, and I didn't know what to say, and you don't want to say too much or too little, so you don't want to add on. So we suggested then, an Amazon wish list. So we stuck an Amazon wish list together. So I didn't really know what I was going to get out of the wish list, but I could sort of guess it. Like, one of the best things was I've got one thing here. Hold on, I'll get it. I don't know if any of you have seen this one before.
Oh.
Mm.
What is it?
I came across it on another forum a long time ago. Basically, it's the guys who built all of the Star Wars models. And we see the subtitle there. It's inside the Star Wars model shop.
All right, yeah, cool.
Some of the detail, I'll give an example. It covers most of the models in fairly decent detail, depending on what you're after. Things like a lot of close-up shots, that's Star Destroyer shots.
Oh, cool.
You can see information there, if you do want to go into detail. One of the best sections is on the Millennium Falcon, which was my main interest. I'll show you this one.
Yeah, you have a few kits of that, don't you?
Yes. A few to do, yes. One very happy friend of my son got his painted model for Christmas, and he was over the moon. So, again, pages of detail like that.
Oh, right, that's really good. Even on the...
excellent.
Dish.
And then it also has... It opens up then to even more.
Wow.
Oh, right, so you could really match the colours up there, Liam.
Yeah, I think it's £30, which isn't bad for a coffee table. Really heavy. Yeah, and I mean it's not quite like the book that Spencer West got, the plans one, but
you could weightlift with that £30.
But it's it goes on and on and on. There's lots and lots and lots of sections, and each of the films is done in different details. So they add that from Empire Strikes Back and so on. But I would recommend it. And the only other thing I got, big thing I got for Christmas was an extractor fan for a little paint booth, which I've been on about for a long time, and for health and safety apart from anything else. Mm-hmm. So I'm very, very happy with what Santa brought. A few other bits and bobs, paint, and a small little airbrush that I spotted somewhere on Amazon too. So between the two kids and my wife, I was very, very happy on Christmas morning.
Very good.
What about the rest of you? Any red man in the suit deliveries? Oh, there's.
What on earth have you got in your head?
A red man in the suit. Just Rand, look at. Oh, Rand was.
Love it.
You've just popped in at an opportune time, and you're next on my right. Google right. We'll start with you now. We're just chatting about what we got or didn't get for Christmas. I don't know if you received anything down the chimney.
Didn't get anything kit-wise, but I got the Doug Drexler Ships of the Line book.
Is it any good? I know I saw the previous one and it was a bit thin, I thought, but I know the new one's a vast improvement, or supposed to be. Is it?
It's It's much the same as the old one, just more pictures in it, and actually nearly all the pictures that are in it this year are in the book have appeared in the 2015 Ships of the Line calendar.
Right. I mean, are these speculative ships? A lot of them, or are they actually?
Most of them, the majority of them are actual, canon ships that have appeared in all the TV shows, films, and even the animated series.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm licking my lips here. I've just finished my tea.
It must have been nice.
Cheers.
I dare say you made it as well.
No. Our insurance doesn't cover me in the kitchen. You're talking to the guy that managed to burn soup.
Well, no, that's possible. I've been there, done that.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you didn't get anything from Santa, what about for the new year? Anything you're planning to do model-wise? I know we've all been talking about various different things that John Pepe wants us to do, and different kits we may have on our stash that we're planning to do. But has anything been firmed up yet? Any definite New Year's resolutions, kit-wise?
I would really like to get started on my TOS 350. I got it the year before, well, last year, I think, and thought I'd get started on it pretty soon, but then I started following YouTube videos and things like that and seeing how it really should be done, and it just keeps getting pushed back and back and back.
No
the 350 refit, I mean, it's going to be a couple of years down the line before I even think of starting it.
I know it's a big decision. I'm the worst in the world. At least I got rid of one of mine. We'll come to that in a minute. What happened there? But it's a difficult one to know. I just can't decide. I know I'm going to try and do a little bit more aircraft modeling as well as sci-fi modeling if I can. And I know Andy and Craig were challenging me to do a tank, which I think their plan is during January. But again, I would like to, but I'd still be at it in December probably at the rate I go at. That's the problem. The time factor. However much I would like to do more, it's just getting it out.
Andy and Craig are good at persuading you to do tanks. I mean, they got me to do one for the first time in something like 30 years.
Oh, but it's because I have them. I have several different. I bought the Sherman and the Tiger because I saw the Fury. It really piqued my interest again. Luckily, the two tanks I got are very, very nice tanks. Although I noticed there's a new Sherman out from Edward as well, which is supposed to be superb. But we're getting away from sci-fi modeling, but it's always worth mentioning other aspects of the hobby.
Build a Sherman with a death ray on it.
Oh, I know.
After the, after the 19th of the World's movies, they how can I put it? They cannibalized the Martian gear and started putting it on their own tanks.
Yeah, I saw a picture today online of I think it's in Malaysia. It's a tank that's been adapted to firefighting, and it's got two I think it's MiG-29 engines on it. So basically, they use the engines to blow out fires.
Whoa!
I thought it was some Thunderbirds type. It looks like a Thunderbirds vehicle. But
it looks like something to blow off a pod.
Yeah. So
there's
an idea for the future.
Thunderbird 2.
I know. Per Jamie Shiner has to go off and save the world in pet terms. So we'll switch over to Jamie and see what he has to tell us tonight. What's happened over Christmas? Or
well, I've been quite productive. I'm sorry, I look like a head. I've got a dark jumper on. It's my work. Pets at home have twice. Anyway,
a future sponsor of the show.
Anyway, as you know, I destroyed my 350 top, and I was after another 350 top. I ended up with a new kit in the end. So where I'm at the moment, I've just done the bridge. I'm just modify the bridge.
Yep.
So that's all done. And the saucer, I've done the top, and I'm about ready to light block it. So that's where I'm at with that one. Christmas-wise, I got one of these. I managed to track one down at a reasonable price instead of paying like $200 for it. I found one for about 30 quid, but I got one.
Right.
It surprised me. I was expecting, this is the old original one I wanted, but standing up. It's not a resin kit; it's a vinyl kit, and I was surprised when I got it because I was expecting like a 12-inch model. But what I got was this. Now, I haven't done anything with it, but I'll put it together and you'll see what size it is. How about this, boys?
All right. Yeah.
It's quite big. It's quite detailed. It's quite big, and yeah, it's going to be fun to work on. So that was my Christmas box for Christmas. Now, as you know, I'm not one for kit bashing, but over Christmas I've now got 2 enterprise kits, and I was looking at the hanger bay, and I was looking at what Don's Light and Magic would do, and he's got this little short hanger bay, hasn't he, that you can buy. And I thought, well, considering I've got 2 hanger bays, maybe I could have a go at combining the 2. Because apparently some people saying that his hanger bay is not the right size on it, needs to be the rounded sides for the Enterprise. So I took one of the hanger bays and did a bit of a mod job on it and just see what you guys think. And I think it worked quite well. But here we go. One hanger bay, mod.
Yeah. That's cool.
And so you got a back window at the back here. And what I did, I cut the back section off, put the sides on, and then I used the back for the floor as the back of the ship, and I just put it all together, and it came out.
Cool. Do you have shuttles to go in them, Jamie?
Yeah, the shuttles will go in, and the best thing about this is, if I can just show you it, I'll just put this on here. It actually fits.
Cool. Yeah.
So if you wanted to customise your hanger bay into a Don's Light and Magic hanger bay without having to pay all that money out, there you go.
Yeah, that's pretty smart.
That works better than the DLM one because
You got the proper size.
from what I've seen, the DLM one, the walls are too angled, too steep.
Yeah, they also, when you try and put them together, they sort of warp.
Yeah.
It looks too much like the original series hanger bay
Yeah.
rather than the refit hanger bay
Right.
in the later movies. Yeah.
I did have a bit of an accident over Christmas, boys. I seem to be having accidents since I've been on.
No.
Now, I was working on the War of the Worlds war machine. Everything was going great. Got the wiring up. Got the board. It's quite a difficult board to understand as boards go for the war machine. But I worked it out. A couple of people helped me out, and I fed all the wires through from the model. That was working fine. But then I had a wire that came down through that works the eye. Now the sound effects, it was working when I first tested it, but when I put it through the model and through into the base, it sort of, the sound effects were coming through the speakers, but the actual eye wasn't working. So being the superb, experienced lighting fantastico as I am, I decided to, well, where does this wire go then? So I decided to touch it on various other wires to see if the connection, to see if it would come on, and it didn't. So I then proceeded to take the eye out of the actual model and just have the eye and test it on the circuit itself, and I've blown the red eye. So I've got to get in touch with Ralph and ask him if he can send me another bipolar eye for it, because apparently I seem to have touched one of the connections and the voltage was maybe too much for the bipolar switch and it's blown. So you wouldn't quite mishap over Christmas.
You wouldn't get the bipolar LED somewhere in the UK just to save you a little bit of...
Not like that one, no.
They're really difficult to find, actually, Liam. I found. I was looking for some bipolar for my e-build for the nav lights, but they're really difficult to get hold of for some reason.
On the bipolar front, I have got some good news. If anybody, I'm not so keen on as I'm building the 1350, and I want it to be like not so dim with Ralph's LEDs. His boards are fantastic, but his LEDs are a bit. So I went to Jerry at HDMA Model Works on my LEDs for the ship, which I've got coming over. I've also got 10 bipolar bulbs coming for the Enterprise. So if anybody ever needs a bipolar for their 350 build, you know, the one that goes in the
Impulse crystal?
Impulse. No, not the Impulse. The
deflector.
The deflector dish. That one there. If anybody ever needs one of those, I will have 10 of them. So I'll always have spares if anybody needs one. I just thought I'd let you know that.
That's useful. Thanks.
So if you get to build your 350 and you buy
one of these days,
give me a buzz.
What's that? That's interesting.
When you describe the deflector there, that actually saves me asking what you meant by a bipolar LED. I thought maybe it was something that had mental issues or something like that.
It's the light that changes on the War of the Worlds. It changes from red to white. You got the and then on the Enterprise, it's from yellow to blue.
I think you'll find it's the modelers that have the mental problems, Liam, rather than the LEDs.
Has anybody else got the MEV board that goes for the Enterprise from Ralph at all?
No, not me.
Boards, unfortunately, yet.
Yeah, it was a question I just wondered if maybe you guys have got more electrical experience than me could answer it. It's all possible. At the moment, Ralph's got the crystal lighting up with just a yellow LED that works off the movie version. And I'm wondering, would it be possible to use a bipolar? So when the nacelles light up, the crystal changes to blue on that circuit. Or would I have to see Ralph and ask him?
You would have to ask Ralph. The problem, the bipolar LED, sometimes it's a positive that's a change, sometimes it's a negative. It depends on the type of LED you have. So it's best to ask Ralph, I think, on that one. The reason I didn't use the bipolar in my Enterprise E because the board, the output was wrong for the bipolar LED. And for the other type, it would have been fine, but I got the wrong type. So I would suggest you ask Ralph.
The bipolar ones I've got coming are the ones that Jerry supplies Ralph.
Right.
Now, and you already use one in there for the deflector dish.
Yeah, you would need two outputs to change the colour of the LED. That's the only thing, and I'm not sure if the board has those two outputs on it.
Because if you look at the, I can show you this. Maybe you guys can figure this out if you just have a quick look at this.
I think it has done different versions of the board as well. So
okay, here's the circuit for the MEB board. Okay, here is the bipolar for the dish. Okay.
Yeah.
Now here, this part here is the connection for the crystal. And I'm just wondering if is it all possible to put a bipolar in there. There's the bipolar for the deflector dish, which hooks up here. And this part is the crystal.
Yeah.
Would it be possible to fit a bipolar in there instead of on just the amber?
It might be, but it's really difficult to tell from what you're showing us.
Look at this. This crystal comes down here and connects through this bipolar.
Yeah. It might well be. It's just really difficult to tell from that.
You know what, Jamie? I'm pretty sure. I've been watching a lot of Boyd's 350 refit videos.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he swapped that top crystal for a bipolar on one of them.
Yeah, but the problem is if you look at what Boyd used for his board, he's got one of the basic boards for that build he did. He hasn't got the MEV board, and I'm just wondering, if it was all possible to do it.
Ask Ralph. I think it would be, to be honest, because
I hope so, because it just seems a shame. I've looked at it start up, and it comes up with the yellow, and then when it goes into warp mode, that crystal does not light up again, even in the movie sequence. I think Ralph's done it when it was in dry dock, and he's done that movie sequence. And I kind of like the blue when the cells come on, and I just wanted it when the cells come on. I want to change it to blue, so it lights up. And I just wanted to find out.
If it does it on the basic board, you'd think it'd do it on all the next ones from Ralph. I mean, he doesn't really take anything away from his boards. He just adds to them. So that's what I'm hoping anyway, because I'll be buying early next year my first board from Ralph for the refit. So.
Yeah, that's what I've had. But if you're going to get his boards, you get your own LEDs for this, because the first sorts I did with Ralph's LEDs, and they're not very bright, as in like dim.
Yeah, I just want the board for the navs.
Yeah. So from my point of view, I want something that's gonna like you can see at least, not be too dim. So this is why I've got the bipolar coming from HTMA. I've actually got my LEDs for the whole ship coming from him. From my thrusters all the way through to me strobes and everything. It was an extra cost, but it was worth it, I think, because he's got some good LEDs over there. And this ship is going to be a special build of mine, so, you know, I wanted proper bulbs in it and not have to keep taking the bulbs out to replace it for better bulbs. Including the SMDs for the bridge and the floodlights. So, you know, like everything else, they cost money.
Indeed, yeah.
So that's what I'm up to, guys, at the moment.
Yeah. What about for 2015 after the refit, Jamie? Have you anything?
What was that? Did you say after the refit in 2015? Don't you mean after the refit in 2016?
You've been finished long before that.
Yeah, well, I'm not just going to work on the refit. As I say, the refit's a long project because I'm going to take my time with it, bits at a time, and take a break and do the models. I'm going to have a go at the Elvira kits. I've got a Robbie the Robot kit. I've got a Enterprise D to do. I've got another 350 Enterprise TOS to do. I did have a quick half-hour build. I thought it was quite a bit of fun. You know, took me half an hour to build it. I did this.
That's a D.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was quite cool. Half an hour that was, lads.
The Ravel easy.
And the great thing about this, I love it. I just think it's cool. Somebody got me for just a what's name? If I can just show you this. I think this bit's really cool. If you look in here, you see this?
That's a tiny Darth.
Oh, Darth and stuff.
He's in the seat. But the detail on him is very good for what it is. So, you know, a bit of fun for half an hour. Give me a bit of a break. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. But, that's my plans for 2015. The Elvira one, that's going to be my first as a figurine. And I'm just going to experiment at the moment for skin colours because skin's very hard to do, and I don't want to keep putting a bit on the model and having to go over it. So I'm mixing up and shading off, and I'm trying to get the right colour for a skin because it's so hard to get it just right. And when you get it just right,
you tend to have to do layers with skin to get it to look right.
Yeah, it's not easy.
That's why I was saying to you about you were saying you're going to use acrylics.
Yeah.
On that scale, I think you may find it doesn't work. I don't know.
What do you think? What's best for using for something at that scale? And what do you reckon?
Oils for the tone, but it's not something I'm an expert on. It's you do need to look on YouTube and really research into it.
Can you use oil with vinyl?
Yeah, I mean it'll just sit down. The problem with oils is getting them to dry. It'll take forever.
Yeah.
With vinyl, I think you need a good primer, but I have no idea what primer actually works with vinyl. You might have to experiment with the the off cups. You'd have to take off it. So you could maybe experiment with them.
I know John Petrie has been looking at doing a figure. It's Odo,
Yeah.
And Steve Smith, I think it is, has done a couple of videos on John's channel about how to paint, and they're very, very informative. If you look for Steve Smith on the Styrene and
I'll
Dixon.
have a look at that because you know it's a big kit. This I didn't expect it to come this big. I thought it was going to be like a little tiny standing figure of Elvira, but this thing's massive. It's a 1 1/4 scale, so it's quite big, and it's that big.
I mean, if, I'll give you a basis to start with, at least.
You've got to weigh it down with plaster of Paris. That's how big it is. just give it some weight in the legs. You've got to fill it with plaster of Paris. Which I thought, oh well, trip to my local hospital.
Oh, you get plaster of Paris. I think even B&Q does plaster of Paris.
Yeah, I know. I'm just joking there.
Yeah. If we move on to our Jamie now and see what, I know your big E was, your Enterprise E was impressive.
Yeah, there's a nacelle, you know, that's still in mass. The thing, yeah, I'm just working on this. So mainly the thing, I got the resin conversion kit. And it's a bit of a nightmare, to be fair. It doesn't really fit that well. So a lot of the work on the E has been getting the resin parts fitted properly, and that's made the nacelles and nacelle struts and the neck piece at the back, which is more accurate to the Nemesis version. So that's been a bit of a nightmare, and that's what I'm working on just now. Just sanding and filling and sanding and filling. I'm doing a couple of wee things extra with this particular kit. One of them I'll just try and show you. I don't know if you can see that. There is a shuttle bay there.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
The lights. So,
that's cool.
So I don't think it's been done before. And I got these things from. These are actually from my D kit that I intend to do later on, probably next year. If you can see that, that'll be pretty impressive. These are. Let's see.
Little
1 in 1,400 shuttles, yeah. So I'm going to try and put a couple of those in. I believe it or not, I did attempt to light the nacelles on them.
No.
I almost lost my eyesight doing that, so I decided not to do that after all. So that's something to do with that. I've got a couple of boards that's going in here as well. I've got the Ralph's phaser board, which is fantastic. I've got this one. This is actually not one of Ralph's, so I hope it's not listening. This is a Starling Tech board. What this does is it does photons rear and front, and it's also got a wee sound card there. So it gives you the sound effects of the photons front and rear. It also does the navs and the strobes all in one board, which is really fantastic because they are slightly different frequencies, so it shows up really well on these. So that I'm using that board and all the wires all been wired up just to obviously connect them. And finally, I've got the Bussard board from Tenor Controls as well, which gives that sort of that glow effect of the Bussards. So I've got that to do. That's still. I noticed. Went on the forum earlier on this week and discovered that I'd started this in February this year, which is not bad for me actually. It's only been roughly 10 months. So hopefully early in the new year I'll get that finished because I want to get onto this big boy, which I just got. Speaking of tanks.
He's got it. Oh yes, I see all that.
This is it, yeah, the T2 Hunter Killer.
Good kit that.
So I cannot wait to get my hands on that thing.
How 32nd scale, how big is it when it's finished? Is it like a...
I'm not sure it says actually here. Maybe in the instructions which are downstairs because I was looking at them while the Life was watching telly earlier. I'm not sure. I mean, that's the size of presumably the original.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I do not think it'll be that big. I certainly hope not.
You wouldn't be disappointed.
130 scale, that's very close to the military 135th, so it probably would work out quite yay big.
Jamie,
right, cool, yeah.
Jamie, you haven't fitted your phaser board into the Enterprise E yet, have you?
Well, it's going in the base, so it's all wired up. And there's literally 14 wires or something.
No, it's just something Jerry was talking to me about, and he had a valid point, and it was one of the reasons why I've got some more SMDs from him.
Yeah, I actually used SMDs instead of the ones that were provided.
Yeah, it's not
just
that
because of the space. Yeah.
When on the particularly take the Enterprise, Ralph supplies 2 white LEDs for the phase.
Yeah.
I've got the photon and phaser combo board.
Ah, yeah, yeah, okay.
I'm going to have the photons firing and the phasers firing on the Enterprise. Now
Yeah.
he's got phasers as white, right?
Ah, right, okay. Yep.
So, but the phasers on the Enterprise were either red or blue, depending what part of the film you're watching and which movie you're watching, according to Jerry.
On the Enterprise E.
Now on the Enterprise E, right,
Uh-huh.
when they fire the lasers, the phasers, that arc beam that comes out, it's blue.
Oh, man. Well, that kind of sucks because mine are orange. And no, I'm not going to replace them. Actually, you know what? I don't have to use that board. Although it's wired in, I don't have to use the board because it's so I could use it for something else if I decide to do so.
Board, it's the actual colour.
Yeah, the colour. Yeah. They are orange, unfortunately.
And I was speaking to him because the reason he mentioned this is because when I was talking about the Enterprise, Jerry was going on about other ships within the line, and he actually mentioned the Enterprise E, and he says, well, a lot of people think it's white that comes off the Enterprise E, and it's not. It's blue. I'm thinking, I didn't know that. I never really paid that much attention to the phase.
I didn't even check, I must admit. I just put the orange ones in, and that was it.
Yeah, so this is why I went to, I've gone for a slightly darker orange on my impulse engines, and I'm going either bright red on my phaser, so when it fires the phasers, it's red, not. So, because the last thing I want to spend all this money on this Enterprise, somebody go, then phasers are not white.
Well, I think I'd know what I'd say to that if someone said they should be white after I built the thing out. But anyway, that's beside the point. The other couple of things I'm doing actually is this thing here, which is, you'll recognise that, and also its little sister, which is that one there. So I'm going to build these together, just for the sake of building them together, because obviously they're the same model. The problem with this kit, the smaller kit, is the windows are they really are bad. There are no single windows in here whatsoever.
What kit's that, Jamie? The small one?
This is a 1400, the three-piece set. So it's got the Kazon, the Mackie Raider, and the Voyager. So it's a really nice little kit. But the windows, as I say, are a nightmare. So what I think I'm going to have to do is drill out the entire space, the entire space where two windows should go, and make individual windows in there with tiny pieces of styrene. It's going to be a bit of a nightmare, but I think it'll look good at the end of the day, which is what I want. So yeah, I'm just starting on these, really, just drilling out the holes for the windows. That's kind of about it. What was that, sorry, Liam?
Going to be an 10-month build then?
Well, quite possibly, yeah. If it takes as long as my previous year defined, it probably will be, yeah. I do tend to take my time. I'm just away from work so much and so much going on. Last couple of weeks has been fantastic. I've got on quite a way, but it will all be back to normal come the new year, unfortunately. I do occasionally take these kits away with me to hotel rooms. I pack these in my case, my mini drill and my drill set and parts of my kit, and sit and drill the windows out in hotel rooms all over the bloody country sometimes, which isn't ideal, but there we go. I'll get on with it. So it's not too bad. The other thing I was just going to mention, actually, Randall, you said you had the Ships of the Line. This is the one I got. I think it was last Christmas, actually. That rings a bell. Is that the same?
That was the first issue, yes.
Yeah, I find it really. The one thing I found really useful in here was the shuttlecraft. There's some real good pictures of shuttlecraft and such like, which is good. I mean, they're obviously not canon, a lot of these, because they are sort of artist impressions to a large extent. But yeah, it's one of these coffee table book, isn't it? Which is really good to look at now and again.
An awful pity that Doug Drexler's Drex Files was taken down because there was so much information on that.
It's copyright issues, wasn't it, and such like.
But I mean, Doug, I don't know if I've Doug as a friend on Facebook, and if he has the time, he will answer any questions you have. If you ever need any specific query, just message him on Facebook, and he will usually come back.
Good to know.
Doesn't he, with Destiny at the minute? Is it Destiny? What's the series called? It's a thing about future Earth when pile of alien races have to share the Earth with humankind. I can't remember what it's called now.
Because funnily enough, I got the idea for the Enterprise E shuttle bay from this picture which I found online somewhere, which is a John Eaves drawing of what the E shuttle bay should look like, which is pretty good. So that's kind of inspired me to attempt to build a shuttle bay on mine. It's not that great, it has to be said, but we'll see what it turns out like. It might end up with the doors closed. shall we say, depending on how it goes. But that's pretty much me. That's what I've been working on.
Impressive stuff. I don't think anybody's going to have any argument with you, but
Apart from the phasers.
Oh, no, we'll be fine.
All right.
Oh dear.
What about Mr. Golightly at the end of the line here? What have you been up to?
Not a lot in the cave. I bought this at Telford, and Andy finally sent it to me. He's had a lot of work and stuff on, so I've got that, which I picked up for a
right, yeah.
which is the chrome one. But it's like it'll need its faceplate eyes drilling out and everything. It's all solid like, so a lot of messing about. So I'll leave that for now.
Is that cast in chrome?
Yeah, it's all nice and shiny chrome, so that'll have to get bleached off, and it's quite nice. It's just
Cool.
Once you get that filler on there, it's done in it. So my birthday / Christmas present off a certain somebody that's hosting the show today, which I'm forever grateful for.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
There she is.
Don't worry. There's a big black book with entries on it.
Yeah. It'll probably snap me, but yeah. It'll probably totally snap me, but
better with you than sitting in my press with the other ones. So you'll probably have it finished for about 5 years before I even start the first one.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. It was a lovely gift. Now I've just got to scramble around for all the extras and start shopping and putting it together.
There's so many extras. I just don't know how to put together a list for that thing.
Oh, the extras for that ship is unbelievable. I'm running at 4, 5,
3
4.
times the original cost was.
And we've got the JJ kind of. We're going dark. Well, dark enough.
Progressions came out very nice on that.
It's just brilliant, that build.
Really good, that.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's getting there. I was a bit thing with this triangular panel. It's a bit dark, but I'm going to fix it.
So when you put the lights on that, does the rest of the street go dark? It draws so much power.
Well, you've got the JJ lens flares going nicely there, so.
Brilliant.
Yeah, all the Aztec in is there. You kind of see it, you kind of don't. I've got my shadows from my phases, which works out quite well.
Yeah, that's good.
Did you use that face mask that comes with the the ordinary face mask for it, Andy?
What?
Did you use that? The mask from
Blue.
Those masks.
Well, no, I got the orbital masks.
That's the orbital mask. Did you?
I got Lou's masks, and to be honest, between them both, it's a bit of a Frankenship, but it works out all right.
Mm-hmm. They're all right to work with those orbital masks, then.
I had problems with them sticking, and on a previous Hangout, a few other people showed me their sheets, and it's got like a code on the back for that, the vinyl you're using. So the one I've got's got different letters there, so I'm assuming it might be a low-tack one that he got given by mistake, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that.
Did you ever receive the replacement? You were waiting for one to come, weren't you?
Well, he said he'd send me one, but I never got it, so... but I got Lou's set as well on it. I mean, the Aztecs did come out... They came out lovely. I used the orbital ones on some of the parts of the nacelles. You probably won't even see the Aztec in effect on that with this rubbish camera I've got. But it is there. So I've just started decaling that a bit yesterday, starting to get them all lined up, and then...
Good though, Andy.
So
everyone complained about the ship, but when you see it finished like that, it's
yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
I mean, if I knock that off, the spotlights underneath it are real. I mean, I used the 7-point Summit by 5-point, the rectangular LEDs.
Oh yeah.
And they fit perfectly into
Yeah.
fit perfectly square into these bits under here. So when you've got your, try and get it in the shadow, it projects that light out quite.
Yeah, you can see that really well. Yeah.
And then if I hook, I've tried it with this camera before and it doesn't work, but when I've got all the flashes and the phases and the torpedoes going, it's lovely. But next time I'm going to buy 2 wired SMDs.
They are starting to become a bit more available, at least at a reasonable cost. But
yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 18 SMDs on there, which don't sound like a lot when they're the smallest ones at the time.
Yeah.
And then you've got to wire them all, fit them, and hope they don't come apart. And then it's like on the back, the fibres are still sticking out for the roof of the shuttle bay light.
Mm-hmm.
But you've got the little spotlights. The shuttle bay's all in there anyway. And then you've got the little spotlights here.
Yeah.
Which might silly bulbs they were doing again, but you've got the bulbs there to light the LED, which was an absolute nightmare. They stick out on the side. And then you've got the pennant light that goes through an actual facing back, so it lights it up.
Cool.
Looking at
It's a way off being done yet, and I think I started that one in April.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've done better than me and Craig there, Andy.
Well, I was speaking to Craig the other day, and I said, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm just finishing my Alien," and that. I says, "What are you going to do next?" I said, "You're going to go back to the JJ." And he just I won't say what he said because we're live on the air. But
Wasn't anything printable?
it was enough, yeah. No, he's. I think he's had enough with it.
I don't think I'll be going back to it, Andy.
I mean, even the kit decals are pretty good in it. If anyone's ever built it, they'll know they're pretty nice decals. But it's like the blue piece on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Anything but the kit stand, that decal needs to go in the bin. So I've had to paint that on. And to be honest, I mean, these details here, some of the decals took some, didn't. So some are paint, some aren't. And it's just lucky the paint I used looks identical.
if anyone is after SMDs in the UK, I got a few from. It's a company called Model Lighting Solutions. I don't know how well does it show up. You see, these are 0805s.
Oh yeah.
Now they were about, I think it was 6 for £5. It's, and he does make them himself. They're not at the top there, but
Are they wired, Liam?
they're pre-wired, yeah.
Yeah.
So they come in a little packet. So that's his website there, modellightingsolutions.co.uk. It primarily does them for trucks, cars. That seems to be his main business. It does all sorts of lighting setups for vehicles. But yep.
Liam, is that the website? Is that the one you told me about like 6 months ago? It's got like a blue background.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that is a blooming good website for LEDs.
It does a lot of, he's expanding all the time. He has a one-man band, and he does wear them all himself. I know the 0805s, that's a dimension 0.8 by 0.5 millimeter, and then it's done 0.6 by 0.3 ones now as well.
Well, I wanted to get 2mm towers.
Do you use those things?
Sorry,
I wanted to get 2mm towers.
Do you see those things?
Yeah, but they are minute. Try Andy.
Yeah, no, I wanted to get them 2mm towers for my double and single flash on the JG and for the phasers because you can round them off. And I must have bought, say, a dozen from every person on eBay, and some weren't very bright. I'd get a pack and they were bright, but some were dim. When I went to him, I could put them in an LED torch. They are super bright and they're brilliant.
They are surprisingly bright. I can wear one up. Just say try wearing one up now. See,
really.
I don't know what Randall's saying about the size of them, but the wiring is adequate and there's a reasonable length of wire. I think it's about 6 inches on the end of it. I'll just hook this up with just 3 volts to give you an idea. But
I don't know if you guys can see this. This is from Germany of all places. These are 0401.
I've seen them as well. Yeah, you have to buy a fair number.
Tiny.
James, don't
pre-wired. Yeah, well, I got like 3 packs. I can't remember much about it, I must admit, but it might be worth They are the tiniest that you can get at the moment. They'll have application at some point. I've not found an application for them yet. But I also bought these came all the way from the Far East, which are packs of various sizes. They're still on the strips, so they're not pre-wired, which is a bit of an issue, unless you have magnifying headlamp of some description. But I found them they're actually quite cheap. If you buy them on a roll like that from the Far East, they can be cheaper than the pre-wired versions. But
This is that one now running at 3 volts, and I mean, there's not the amount of light coming off it. You can see it reflecting off my hand.
Yeah.
So you know, I had them for headlights for Christine, my kit from Hale. That's why I got them, but they are immensely bright. You know, they will work as car headlights. They are very directional as well. I don't know if that's showing up or not. You should turn it. Probably not showing up too much, but you know, if you look at them, they're actually hard to look at after a while. They'll hurt your eye. They're so bright at 3 volts. So for the price, they are excellent. I think if you bought more of them in bulk, you probably would reduce the price a bit. And you can talk to him directly as sort of if you've something specific to ask, he will help out. But the LED model solution, and I say I'd seen that one, Jamie, that you had come up with on eBay. I was tempted, but I just thought they wanted I think it was the minimum order was about £20, I think. Can't remember.
Honestly, I can't remember. It was so long ago, I can't actually remember. But it was just the fact that they were the smallest available, and there's no way I could possibly sold those little buggers. So that's why I decided to buy them.
I wouldn't recommend. I
Really?
have them, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's for every 3 I soldered, I lost 2.
Yeah. That's the issue, isn't it?
Even with a temperature-controlled iron and so on, the tip I have on the iron is just too big. You need a micro tip.
That's right.
If anybody ever needs 1 or 2 of these SMBs, I've got possibly a couple of spares going. If anybody needs it, I'll tell you what I've got. I've got some 3020 warm whites SMDs. I have some 0805 pre-wired green, 0805 warm whites pre-wired, 0805 red pre-wired, and I think I've got 2 ordinary 0805 whites. So if anybody, a couple or 1 or 2, some points, can you shout?
Actually, I have a question about SMDs. How do you attach them to the model? Just out of interest.
Very carefully.
How would you? Is it CA or?
Yeah, when I put them in the flying sub, especially the one that goes in the roof and the one that went in the door. There's a little thing at the top of the door in the flying sub. All I did was fitted it and just drop a CA glue on it. And it stuck.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
I tell you a quick little trick that I learnt soldering my own was, say if that's like your SMD and you attach your wires, I literally dip the whole thing in CA and hang it.
That's what I did too. I glued them first and then
People
so you glue the wires first, then.
Sorry, no, I glued it afterwards. I beg your pardon. Sorry.
Yes, solder your wires down and then literally put a bit of CA onto like a post-it note and just dip it in, and and then get a cocktail stick to flick off any excess if need be. But that creates like a shell around it, and every time they didn't break off, and every time I've done it, even just handling them with them magnet wire, it just fell. I mean, there must be about 50 on my floor. I'm not.
In between the cracks,
I've never yet gone to soldering them. I've just already got the pre-wired ones because I just
sensible chap.
From doing it, I think Andy will say the same thing, and I'll say it as well. No, just buy them. It's just
it's worth the extra cost.
Yeah. All mine are like pre-wired. I couldn't be doing that soldering on there.
Better paying for the pre-wired stuff than trying to renew or change your subscription for your glasses.
Yeah. But, I mean, you lads were saying about the cost of these SMEs. Yeah, I mean they are expensive. I mean, to complete this ship with the SMDs I need for the 1-in-350 from Jerry, for the whole ship and the LEDs, it's cost me just under 50 quid. So it's not cheap. These SMDs are not cheap.
Yeah, it's funny that because I remember when I first started modelling, and white LEDs were all the rage. They were literally £2 or £3 each, And now you can get 10 or 20 for that price. It's just crazy. So the price of these things will always come down, I guess.
Oh God, yeah.
And
So
they're quite affordable nowadays, I think.
when they become the norm, then they'll become cheap again.
Yeah.
I think
Absolutely.
if one of the Chinese manufacturers were aware of the demand in modelling, you would see them appearing at crazy prices. So unless someone approaches someone and asks, I know there are a couple of them that specialise in modelling bits and bobs, maybe worth a. You may have dropped off something. Perhaps in the new year I might do something and see. I've talked to Ralph before to Ralph about the idea of trying to get a UK distributor for his boards, but there's no cost saving. By the time I've looked into it, by the time you pay the duty and the import and everything else, they end up costing exactly the same as we're paying at the minute anyhow. So it's very, very annoying. The only alternative would be to get them shipped directly from the Far East or something if Ralph was doing it that way, but I don't think that's possible either. But we're just frustrated that we can't get there.
I'm gonna have to shoot.
No problem, Andy. Thanks for dropping in.
Catch you later, mate. Cheers.
See you next week.
Cheers.
I mean, it's modelling is I always find a mass. When you're building these models, I'll give you an example. Take the 350 arm going on, right? Now, Boyd, when he built his 350, he put the lights that go on the saw, he put them just below the holes, so the light was shining through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I've gone into great detail looking at loads of photographs from the actual studio model. And I can see where I saw the pictures where Boyd took his from, where the angle where they look like they're underneath. But there's another picture where they show where the actual bulbs sit half cast on top. So I think at the end of the day, when we're building these models, it's down to your personal preference of what you interpret at what stage of the ship you're doing. I think.
Absolutely. I mean, orange phasers are absolutely fine as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I think you can get into arguments almost, like.
Oh God, yes.
About whether it should be blue or red or what shade of blue it should be. It's just if it looks good to me.
Your personal taste, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It looks good to you, then go for it that way. That's what I think.
As much as anything else, it's if it's within my skill level, that's how it will look. It's not to hell with whether it looks good or not. As long as I can do it, that's the main thing.
I think the JJ prize is probably the worst one because it changes through the two films. The lights change and the frequency of lights change. There's no consistency, so that's really infuriating. Although the refit's similar in that the refit changed as each of the movies was made because some of the bulbs failed, and they couldn't replace them. They had no physical way of opening the model. So you see bulbs in places on the earlier movies that aren't shown on the later movies because the bulbs failed. Which is the difference with obviously CGI now. They can do whatever they like, and that was the problem with the JJ film.
Yeah, the problem with CGI is it puts spotlights where spotlights can't possibly be, which is another issue that they're having.
Yeah, on the film they're in certain places, and you try and recreate them on the model, it's going to be impossible.
It's impossible, yeah.
I was going to ask you, Jamie, are you going for a Raytheon effect on the thing at all? Have you avoided it?
I am. I'll show you actually. It might show up. Let's see. I don't know if you can see that. Can you? Yeah. Oh, yeah. You should be able to see that. So yeah, I'm going for the Raytheon effect on the E instead of putting a spotlight in there. I've seen people put a spotlight in. But for the life of me, I have no idea how they did it. So I've just gone. I've also got an extra photon torpedo just below the bridge, where the spotlight would be, because this is the Nemesis version. Hence, that's taken up with that at the moment. So yeah, I've got the Raytheon effect. Is the answer to your question?
Jamie? Have you got the effect going where you've got the phaser on the bank going round like that?
Yeah, it's 3 different spots. So it kind of converges into one spot. And then it converges into another spot, so it's a free shot effect.
It's a cool effect.
It's really good, yeah. So that's all in there. Plus the photon board, and I've got extra photons.
The first time I saw it was, Daniel Beck, who's a guy in Germany, General Mattock.
That's right, yeah.
Daniel, he's actually going to visit Ireland next year. I'm hoping to meet up with him, but he comes up with some genius ideas, and it's all his own work. He doesn't use any bought boards at all.
That's right. I was very impressed with his phaser array. Yeah.
Was that the one that came round like that and then pointed and fired?
Yeah, it was on a
Yes.
volunteer kit. Yeah.
That was amazing. That was amazing. That was on that model. That was really good. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry about this, but I have to go to work, which I'd love to stop and keep yapping to you, but obviously some of us have to go to work. So you're going to be down to 3 of you. So unfortunately, I shall see you next Sunday, and hopefully have a bit more done on the 1-350. And until then, I'll say goodbye to you.
Good night, Jamie. No problem.
Farewell,
Thanks for
sir.
coming in.
Take care,
Cheers.
Catch you later.
Bye.
Cheers.
That's only 3 of us, but that's not going to stop us.
The only thing I was talking
Well, anyhow. Hello, it's 4 here tonight, and I've got a little heater going in the garage. I'm still freezing.
Yeah, it's Baltic here as well, as we said. Yeah. So I'm just going to embarrass myself very briefly. I'm just going to show you something I've been working on as well. Now, if you are a purist, please look away now. Okay, so this is a kind of out the kit, out the box build, and it's turned out a bit of a complete disaster, as you can see, trying to fill this thing. What I've done is I'm not using fibre optics with this, because I thought drilling all those holes and put fibre optics through, a bit of a nightmare. So all I've done is put lighting inside, and I'm just going to drill holes in it for the lights instead. Yep, see, I could not do that, mate. No way.
Well, I couldn't do what you've done with the you see, that's the crazy thing.
Yeah, it's a basic thing. I've not done much. I actually have to strip the paint off because I've overdone it with the paint. The only thing I've done is put extra pieces of styrene. I don't know if you see these. Just tiny pieces all over it just to make it look a bit better. But it was kind of much an out the box build, and I didn't want to do much with it, which is a shame because it's an old MPC one. But yeah, you know, the level of detail isn't fantastic.
or somebody, I can't remember who it was, did the same idea with the
Is that
the original series Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, I think it's even older than that.
right? Well,
I think it's an older kit.
I think that was the first one. That was Emperor Strikes
All right,
Back.
maybe not then. I don't know whether.
I know what you're saying, Randall. It's I had a whole discussion on our Hangout about I had spent, and you know how long I spent drilling holes in that thing and putting. It's around the 600 mark with the fibre. And then someone said I didn't have to do all of this. What I should have done was just literally put a little, about this much fibre in each hole, and then just put a very bright light in the interior, and it would just shine through. But I don't know. I've tried it, and I don't get the same result. I mean, when I bundle these into bundles of about 50 each,
yeah,
and then I've got little. What I do is I use little 10mm aluminium that I cut, and then I put so it's there's no light leak at all. So the 5mm bulb fits perfectly inside.
Yeah.
The fibres are all bundled in it. I don't know. The biggest hassle I've had is, and this is probably why it's really a bad idea. I don't know if you've done this, Jamie, but when you get to the tower piece,
oh yeah,
problem I'm having is there's going to be so many fibres.
Yeah, absolutely.
For that, and that doesn't include the top piece which goes on here as well.
Yep, I've literally just got an LED strip in there.
Well,
a couple of LED strips, and I'm just going to drill through, and that's going to provide the light. So
what I'm going to have to do probably is get one of these little bulb units up inside.
Yeah.
To light the last bit, and then it probably will work, but getting it all put together.
Jamie, you see your bridge piece there when you have your LED stripped inside and you just drill your holes through. If you get something like canopy glue or any of those clear glues or something like that, and squeezed it into the drill hole, like as a lensing effect.
Yeah,
the light dispersion.
Yeah, the chances are I'm going to use a 0.3 mil drill bit for these, because obviously the scale of the ship. So I'm not sure if I probably thin down CA, or I've got canopy glue somewhere. Just put that on. Yeah, it might be better.
The canopy glue and put it in with maybe like a syringe.
Right. Yeah, I got you. Okay. Yep.
That stuff, glue and glaze.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Which works really, really well. The biggest problem, I didn't mind the drilling. The biggest problem with the drilling was these are those, I think that's a 0.4, I think it is, millimeter.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
I just go through them.
Oh yeah. I've got like 50 of them somewhere.
Companies
I just
all red
ordered them in bulk.
Yeah.
I actually got them again from the Far East because they're really cheap.
Yeah.
But they do snap very easily, as you know, which is a shame.
Saying that, I know one of my items on the Christmas wish list that I didn't get was the little Tamiya hand drill.
Oh yeah, really difficult to come by in the UK.
They were on Amazon for £15
Oh, right, okay.
from Japan, so you don't pay any duty.
Spot
So
that,
it's
right.
my birthday tomorrow, so perhaps I might get one tomorrow.
Fingers
We'll
crossed.
see.
Right.
It was on my wish list now. We'll see. But I especially wanted that for drilling anything else on models because the Dremel I have is a Maplin one. It's a Maplin brand, which is this thing here, which is superb.
Oh,
But
right, okay, yeah.
same problem. It won't go below 800 RPM.
Right.
So the plastic melts. And it's just a pain. When certain things you don't mind, you can drill straight through the stuff, but for most things, no, it's just too fast.
I got the Holy Grail last year, actually. I got one of these things, which is you'll probably recognise one of them.
Oh, the little handheld one, yeah.
Unfortunately, the batteries have died completely. They won't even recharge anymore, so I'm going to have to do something with that to try and get it fixed.
You can't,
yeah, because they're really handy.
You can't take it apart to find out what the cells are. You can replace the cells.
I believe there is a YouTube video telling you how to do it. It looks a bit complicated, but I'll probably give it a go sometime when I have a spare weekend.
Wait,
is that Randall? Is that? Right.
Oh, that's a hand drill.
Uh-huh.
And you've just
Cool.
adapted it.
Yeah, that's one of those hexagonal chucks.
Made up a little chuck.
You need to put some the drill bit into another chuck with
Okay.
hexagonal thing to insert it.
It's one of those things again as a modelling tool. I'm surprised no one's latched on to the idea to manufacture.
Yeah, that's right.
Use one of these.
Oh no, that's
We could make 3 drill though.
Yeah, that's true.
definitely. But that was a drill I got from Maplin this year, and it was a superb kit. It comes with everything. It comes with
If it works, it works.
the complete box. Everything's in it. It even has a what do you call it? The piece. Oh, I can't remember.
Piece that you'll never use.
Oh no! It's
Oh, cool. Yeah, one of those things. Yeah.
for less than £30. It's handy when you want to get in close to something. But say the only thing lets it down is the speed.
Yeah.
I know Dean Ayre's been trying to join in here, but unfortunately he can't get in for some reason. I've been trying to log.
Oh, here he is.
Oh, there he is. He's actually made it. See how he's getting on with the. Hi, Dean.
Does this work?
Can you hear us?
Does it
Yes,
work?
Yes,
Pretty
we're
much.
here.
You're very quiet.
How's that?
That's better. Yeah.
Well, I'm on a laptop, that's why. My PC's going wrong, and I just had to install all this on my laptop.
Right.
I've boosted your sound a little bit, anyway, Dean. So everyone should be able to hear you. We've been quiet here tonight talking about what 2014 has passed, what Santa brought us for Christmas, and what the plans are for 2015.
Oh, right. I got tons of stuff I did. But I don't know what to get built.
Oh, but still, go on, show us something.
No, I don't want to make you jealous.
Oh, as if you would ever make us jealous. Every time you appear, we're jealous.
Hang on then. I got one of them.
Cool.
Oh, I'm waiting for one. I'm waiting for one in the post.
And the Darth Vader's TIE Fighter to go with it.
Did
Brilliant
you get? Was there any customs charges on it?
Tons and tons of parts. Hey, look how many parts are in there.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the thing's only tiny.
God.
Yeah.
Look.
I've seen a few comparisons saying that there's much more detail on the Bandai kit.
It is. It is. I mean, there's stuff in here they've not put on other kits. I've seen loads of them, like studio scale ones, the old NPCs, little tiny AMTs and all, but they've even got like fan detail behind the intakes at the front, which is separate from the thing. You know what I mean?
What do you think they put fan detail in the?
I mean, see these bits here.
Yeah.
They're usually just blanked off, aren't they, at the back? On this, there's like a separate fan detail, which this goes in front of.
Oh, right, yeah.
Grief. I don't even.
I don't know how they've done some of the details so small.
I was asking, did you get any customs,
That's
Judy?
one of them. Here's another kit. I don't know if any of you ever seen one of these.
Oh, not me.
No. From 1993. I've been waiting for one of these since 1993.
Wow.
Oh, one of these as well.
Hey.
Who hasn't got one of these?
That's nice, yeah.
Has everyone got one of these?
Not me, unfortunately.
You should have.
I'm not allowed to get any more bloody
It was,
kits.
it was what I was doing earlier on before I started the laptop.
So I don't.
I just got all the bluey purpley done. I just got to sort of do the grey now. It's only took me like 2 days to get this far.
Is it a plastic kit or a vinyl kit?
It's plastic, injection molded, like the older Aurora things. It's a great kit for like cheap.
Cool.
That's it, really. Yeah. I've done some on my back wheel.
What about the other large object that you've been working on recently?
Yeah.
I done these the other day.
Oh, the Batman. Batmobile. You got your wheels.
Yeah, as you can see, if you look through, it's like a cone shape now.
Yep.
Before, it just blanked off. It was like a cup that you settled in there, and it just blanked off like an inch back, which looked, in technical terms, it looked shit, and it was wrong. So now it's got the proper scoop on there. It goes right back.
Makes it look like a toy.
Nice work. Yep.
Very nice.
How did you manage to get the conical shape?
So what?
How did you manage to get the conical shape?
Cheap plastic into a cone, and then just cut it in angle.
Right.
Easy, really.
What about
I only get some headphones on. Hang on a minute.
Okay.
Because I can't hear a bloody word.
I was.
Socket. Where's this socket?
Okay
Hang
now?
on a minute.
Where did I stick this?
I got it. It's in.
No, I was asking about the Bandai kit. Did you get any customs charges, or did it just arrive?
Yeah.
No problem.
Oh no, what a bastard. Here's my friend.
Right.
The thing is, my daughter bought me the Darth Vader's one and the X-Wing
Yeah.
for Christmas, and they were only like 15 quid each from Hobby Link Japan. When they got here, I had 20 quid customs.
Oh, ouch.
That's why
I've ordered one, and I'm hoping it's just the TIE Fighter. Sorry, just the X-Wing. I beg your pardon. And according to the custom site, it should be below the charge. But that's a single £15 kit.
Yeah, well, each one of them is mine.
Yeah.
They added it to 30 quid, and they charged me 20 quid, so you split that down the middle, 10 of each kit. Bear in mind, 8 quid, that goes to stupid Parcel Force.
Yeah.
For doing the honour of keeping it for me.
Handling fee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be interested to see if, Hobby Link Japan is a superb service. It only takes 5 days for the stuff to come. Although it more or less doubles the price of whatever you buy.
That's the thing, that's what you're going to watch out for.
The kit's only about £10. It's amazing what the price of it is.
And then nice kits, like I said. If you getting one, Liam?
Yeah, I got one ordered, so
good. You should be happy with it.
Yeah, it should be here. I have the equivalent fine molds. I'll probably do an out-of-box review just to compare the two of them. But I have seen some stuff online where people have been looking at details like as you say, the intakes, and the cockpit detail is much better on the Bandai kit.
Yeah, definitely. I've not got a fine modes X-Wing, but I've done the fine modes TIE Fighter and other fine modes kits. I've got the Millennium Falcon in the attic, but that seems much more accurate. And you've got to think how they are with their Gundam kits. Bandai calls a stereo don't they? And everything's intricate and well engineered. That's the same.
It's the Star Destroyer. When it comes out next year, if it's 3 foot long, it'll be I think there's a lot of demand there. So, but again, it depends what the price will be. And again, the UK price will be But if it's like that, it'll be an amazing model.
Oh, definitely. I don't know about the figures so much. The figures are more like articulated dolls, if you ask me. But the spaceships.
When the Star Destroyer comes out, will it be? It probably will have its own lighting kit, won't it?
Yeah.
Right.
If they did one without the lighting kit and let us do it ourselves, it would probably be quite a bit cheaper.
Also,
if it's like the Bandai Enterprise kits, if you remember what price, I mean, when they first came out, they were quite reasonable. Now they go for crazy money on eBay.
yeah, they had lighting kits, didn't they?
Yeah.
This is what I forgot to tell you. You get 2 lots of stickers as well. Well, not stickers, what people call them
Transfers.
decals.
Yeah.
One is like the water slide, and one is peel off and stick on.
Oh, wow.
Depends how confident you are. Look. That's good, isn't it?
Yep.
And you also get 2 different noses. I don't know what the difference is between the 2 noses, but it just goes to show they're paying attention.
Mhm.
And you also get 2 different R2 units. So you can have R2D2 or R5, I think it is, with a flat roundish top. You also get a canopy without glass, if you want to do it that way, and a canopy with glass.
Amazing value. Yeah.
Perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lovely little base on it as well. You get like a part of the Death Star to mount it on, and also get the thermal exhaust port.
It even comes with the torpedoes, although someone described those as sparing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, it's true. They are. Weird, aren't they? What amazes me, I've never seen this before. And, I mean, I've been watching since I was 12. They've got 2 different types of plastic, coloured plastic, see-through plastic, on one runner.
One sprue. Wow.
How did they do that? And the Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, mind, you've got the panels, the solar panels, are on the same sprue as the grey outside of it. So they're done as one piece, but they're 2 different types of plastic. The grey is moulded in with the black, so you don't even have to mask or paint them.
Amazing kits, yeah.
Amazing.
That's why
It's amazing, isn't it?
see what they will do with the Star Destroyer will be interesting, but it's after the past time for the fight sort of ending off tonight, and I'm under orders to be back in the house shortly. So,
Well, you outside then?
oh, I'm in the garage. That's insane. It's bloody freezing. If anyone has any ideas for anything they want to raise in future hangouts, don't be afraid to ask, because we're always looking for inputs as to, do you want a particular subject covered, be it looking at someone's stash each week, or if you want to talk about particular techniques or something.
That'd be a good idea, Liam. Looking at people's stash. What you could do, you could get the week before, nominate someone, so they've got a week to get their stuff ready in front of their camera.
Good call. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then find out what their address is.
No.
Well, we've had that already. One of our other attendees in the past has a stash. A guy in the States has a stash that's equivalent of the model shop. So we've all been very jealous. Of course, then I'll probably get someone will say yours is as big as stash, Liam, and no, nowhere near. But
Sure, you're right. Sometime.
Or something like a weekly challenge to go up in your attic or wherever and find your rarest kit or your oldest kit.
Yeah.
I did something like that with when I was getting the Christmas decorations out of the loft. I found a few oldies.
Yeah, there was a couple of people on Facebook did that, and they were listing all the stuff they found. And I was thinking, sell it then. I want that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm only back in the modelling 2 years, so nothing I have apart from the 3 refits that I bought over the last 10 years. That's me. I haven't got anything more ancient than that, unfortunately.
Oh, I got one of these for Christmas as well. I've got to show you.
Hey.
Got the Hasbro.
Cool.
Yeah.
But who hasn't got one?
Left out being the only one that doesn't have one of those things.
I don't either. I'm not allowed to buy any more models.
It's 30 quid from Argos, so you've got to get one of these.
Yeah.
I know.
I still have 3.
You stole 3.
No, I still have 3.
Oh.
One went as a Christmas present to a very, very excited Star Wars fan.
I bet he was.
Christmas gift, and he just was over the moon. And it was only a paint job, but he just thought it was fantastic. It's now on his bedroom wall as if it was stuck in the back of the Star Destroyer. So he's very, very happy.
Cool.
But and the amount of aftermarket parts that are coming out for that now is amazing. If you go to the RPF forum,
I was looking earlier at the on Shapeways, isn't it? They directly to Shapeways. And they've got like cockpits, cockpit interiors, sidewalls, but some of them are a bit dear.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's the same as the refit. Once you start looking at add-ons, it means a lot of work to make it really perfect. But it's possible. It is a kit that lends itself, but it's a very different technique because of the vinyl construction.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I mean, see that?
Yeah.
Completely flexible. Yeah.
You could throw this at someone like a frisbee. You could play frisbee with it.
Do some serious damage if you hit somebody with it.
I suspected not about. Yeah.
It would make a great basis for a guitar.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
If you was a Star Wars instrument playing guitar fanatic, you could do that.
Someone actually is advertising them on eBay in a painted format. You know,
What, these?
Yeah, for £100.
Whoa.
So he's
That's,
just
that's quite cheap thinking about it. 70 quid, mind. To put a lot of work into it, I would.
And there's a reason.
Mind you, it depends how good the paint job is, doesn't it?
Yeah. As I say, guys, it's time to call it quits tonight. And if we haven't had a great turnout tonight, but I think it's all been a good hangout. Some interesting stuff shown and talked about. And just like to say thanks to TrekWorks, to Boyd Crompton, for allowing us to start this year. Myself and Craig. Craig couldn't be here tonight. He's always engaged in something, but hopefully we'll be back on the scene next week. Usual story, we'll be back next Sunday night at around 7 o'clock and pass the word around. If anyone else wants to join in the hangout, they're more than welcome. And just want to say thanks and good night to everyone and happy 2015.
Yep. Cheers, guys. I'll see you next week.
Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year to you lot. See you all next time.